everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's just another sim guy here. Well, what a week it's been in iRacing, but before I give you all the juicy updates, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to sub if you want to see more great content. There's some great guides on here, not just for iRacing but for all sim racing. Get involved in our Discord, links in the description, and we do community races and we've been doing a lot of live streaming, so try and get involved. Anyway, back to the video. So you'll see in the background some Mazda footage from Alton Park. I actually got 2 wins this week. My first win, and I got a win the following evening as well, in this Mazda at Alton Park. I love the track. It's definitely one of my favourite tracks in all of sim racing, and the Mazda really starting to grow on me, and practice was making me consistent. So yeah, I came first out of, I did 2 races one night and won one of them, 2 races the following night and won one of them. It was absolutely fantastic. So really enjoying it and just putting in that extra time, learning the little nuances and the controls and the lines. I mean, I really enjoyed it. Was trying to sort of do what I said I was going to do last week and focus on something, focus on one thing a little bit more than trying to dip in and out. However, the bug did still bite me, and I had the urge to try different things. So yeah, but I mean, the results in the Mazda gave my sports car license a lovely boost in iRating and safety rating, because I was really safe and still getting some of the closest races I've ever experienced in rookies, which is fantastic. Anyway, being a lover of Alton Park, I also tried my hand again with the BMW. So struggled a bit at first, like for pace, not for safety. You know, I can control the car, but it's a totally different beast than the Mazda, and having spent so much time in the Mazda, I just struggled to keep this thing competitive. However, there were a couple of races where I managed to sort of get up with the big boys, and I think what I found, where I was struggling was that I've done quite good races in the Mazda, which pushed my iRating up a little bit, and then I jumped into this car, and then it was putting me in higher splits. Anyway, nevertheless, still found it a hell of a lot of fun. One race I actually got pole position for the qualifying, and then I had some sort of latency issue, so a latency warning flashed up on the screen as qualifying was coming to a finish. It didn't record my time, which put me at the back, and then I got involved in a small accident and got bumped off back to the pits. Towed back to the pits, slow out of the pits, managed to get back to about 7th, I think. But by the end of it, I was really enjoying the car and really starting to understand it a little bit. But I got a bit twitchy, and I didn't want my iRating to take a battering, so I ended up going back into the Mazdas for a few more towards the end of the week. So yeah, as you can see, it did my license the world of good. So the sports car license didn't change because I didn't do the minimum requirements at the level I need to, but I just carried on doing rookies to get my ranking up, and yeah, so 1648, the highest it's ever been, and it's on the up and up. So I'm looking forward to getting some more races done in this coming week and seeing where that takes me. Now, if you're into iRacing and you want to see some tips, tricks, little secrets that I've discovered over the last couple of weeks while I've been making tweaks and changes, I'll put a link to the video that I did on that last week in the description, and I'll card it at the end as well. So stick around for that, because there's some really, really useful hints and tips in that. Anyway, back to my week of progress. So in addition to the grind of a bit of Formula and a bit of Mazda racing around Alton Park with a little sprinkle of BMWs, I did actually find a little bit of time to do my first oval races. So I did oval on the dirt, and I did oval around Lanier, which is a road track. And I've got to say, not quite sure how to describe it. It was quiet. It was very, very safe. I started at the back of both. I didn't really do any practice, so I used a handful of laps in the qualifying to try and work out what I was doing. Quite comfortable starting at the back, stayed behind the crowd, made 1 or 2 overtakes if people were way slow. No one really made mistakes as such. There was 1 or 2 incidents, but there was no, would you believe it, not one yellow flag in both races that I did, which I thought was surprising. You know, I was led to believe it was quite the crash fest in ovals, and the linear track, if you've tried it, is tiny. There's barely a straight. You almost drive around in circles. So I found it like a bit of nothing really. I didn't really dislike it. There wasn't really anything to dislike. I wouldn't say I really enjoyed it because it was a bit dull, I guess. But that's not the game's fault. That's not the racing's fault. I think perhaps if you were prepared to work your way up the ranks and get into some bigger tracks, by the time you get up to the big stuff like Daytona, I can imagine that's crazy good. With a packed field, much more strategic, with the slipstreaming and stuff. But for me, at this level, I don't know if I'll put much time into it. It was all right to try it. I think I wanted to make sure I get an experience of everything that this sort of base content has got to offer, so I can give everyone my honest opinion. So I didn't think this was bad. I didn't think it was a crash fest by any means. I wouldn't tell people to avoid it. No one was being an idiot. I just think the racing probably wasn't as much fun for me as I was having. But, maybe it just needs to be given a bigger chance. Let me know what you think of the ovals in iRacing, because I know some people just do ovals and nothing else. So, interested to hear your thoughts on that. And this week I found time just to get back in the trophy trucks just for one race. It was a really quick one, as you can see by the footage. Very close racing. Yet again, these trophy trucks continue to impress, and I think they're a little hidden gem. The races are quick, the races are close. People have been hugely respectful from what I've seen. It's not the crash fest that iRacing sometimes is reported to be at a rookie level. But I really enjoyed it. In my VR and in the motion rig, it really chucks you around, and it's one hell of an experience. So if you haven't tried it yet, I would thoroughly recommend it. Give it a go. Let me know what you think. Come back and have a discussion about it and see if it's something that you'd like to race in regularly. But I'm out of rookies. I'm into the D class, which means you can do 10 lap races instead of the initial ones, and I think it puts a few extra people in the field as well. So maybe for this week I'll try and get into some of the D class races and share my progress when I do my weekly update for next week, and we'll see where we're at. So at the start of the week I did focus a bit more on the Formula races. So I had a night where I did Formula while I was live streaming, which was really, really good fun. Good crowds watching for that one, and some good discussions in the chat. And then for the latter part of the week I focused on the Mazda. So but yeah, my Formula progress, again, really, really good. It's still very impressed with the clean racing and the close racing. You'll see in the replay here that everybody's bunched up, but no one's really making too many mistakes. So consistently finishing in the top half of the field really helped me bump up my license for that as well. Currently sat at 1644. You can see it's peaked slightly above where I got it once before, and if you go back to the Mazda one, a very similar pattern. You get up, it goes back down, then you go back up, hopefully a bit higher than you were. I'm anticipating it to now take a downward trend before it goes up again. Maybe not straight away, but at some point it's going to put me in the higher classes, and you've then got to sort of find your feet again. But that's just the way it is. I'm still absolutely thoroughly enjoying it. It's been a great experience. I've tried a bit of new content, but I definitely want to start focusing more on sticking with one or two disciplines and pushing the envelope as far as I can. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. Don't forget to check out our Discord and link up with us there for some community races. Hopefully you'll see in the footage that I've done a lot of custom car designs using trading paints, so I'm going to be making a video on that and also sharing the files. So if anybody likes the look of them and they want to run them in their own races on their own tracks, there'll be links to those as well. But yeah, thanks for sticking with me. I hope you've enjoyed the weekly update, and there'll be another one coming at the end of next week with hopefully a lot more progress. I've been just another sim guy. You've been great. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.